So I've cut my pieces for the underside of the wings here. Boink. I've marked out some places where the studs are for glue, so I can spread all my glue on this piece and then plop it up underneath. I'll clamp the front, and then I will staple all the back because this plywood isn't exactly flat, and then I can work from the back towards the front and flatten it out. And I will film this all in time lapse. Hopefully you can't hear all the swearing that's probably going to happen. It's probably going to be very awkward and annoying. Okay. That was incredibly annoying. You can see it's sitting pretty tight. A few spaces it looks like it's not. That's just how it's rounded over. A slight overhang. Take over the router. And we'll get as close as we can. The router's gonna base will hit, and there'll be a little bit of just belt sand that flush. I want this to be quite flush when I bring my upper skins down, when I do my canvas corners. I want it to be pretty tight, not a bunch of big gaps. If there are any gaps, I'll have to fill them with Bondo. So I want it to be fairly flush. So I'll do the other side and start that now. Managed to get the other side on. Got a few skins. One of my, I think it was an Instagram post, someone commented that it had a lot of framing. And I will agree that it does. But this plywood is also a little bit warped. It's kind of curved a little bit in both directions. So you have to really start fast from the center and work back because it's pressed flat. It ends up being quite flat. It's even still a tiny little bit, pillowed in the center. It's not really detectable. I don't know if you can see. It's quite flat now, but hence the reason I've got a few extra studs in, but it's also, the spruce is pretty light. Like, to be perfectly honest. A stick this big, it feels like nothing. If it was fir or southern yellow pine or something, then I could see, yeah, it probably would feel twice as heavy, although I don't think it would actually be twice as heavy. I can still lift this up. I mean, from one side, but one side still sit on the ground. The framing's pretty much done. I've got a few windows, and I might not put windows up in the front here. I might just put vents for some cross ventilation. But I'm going to put all the skins on, and then I can frame in the windows after, because I'm probably going to make them because we're on a very tight budget. So I've got the piece for the front. In this area. So I've cut it to the exact height, and it's a little bit over width. I can trim it with a router. I've got it laid out for my staple marks. If you can see that. Sorry to jump around so much. And I'm just transferring these marks to the other side so I can lay my glue on this and then just stand it up quickly and push it in place instead of trying to put glue on the vertical members which is often very difficult. It just runs down and gets all over the floor and blah, blah, blah. So that is what I'm about to do. Actually, you can watch it if you want. So, transfer these marks. So these marks here were just from, I put the piece up there and traced it to notch it. It's oversized. I'm going to trim route it. There's a mark here. This is just for glue, so it's long. It's pretty close. Oh, very nice, very nice. So, because this is so warped, I'm going to set this whole top edge. And you kind of got to start from the middle and work your way out to make sure it's nice and flat. Oh. I stand up in between here. So I'm just going to stitch this on at the top. nice and tight. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Same procedure. Sure. Looks pretty good. Okay. Where are my knee pads? There's a double up stud here. I'm just adding one more row. I didn't mark them, but. Okay, so that should be pretty good. Then I'm going to add a few screws, but the best part is, oh, there's my thumbnail. Sorry. Okay. So now I'm just going to route this stuff down. And then give it a little flush sand, and then we can do the sides. Actually, probably do this underside first. And then probably the sides, then the front and the back. Just going to demonstrate the routing. Got my router here set up. So, to try to miss these screws, which I should. That should be good. There's one divot here I'm hoping to skip over, but I might hit it. Okay, not too bad there. Dip up. Okay. So you can see, it's left it slightly proud here. I'm gonna have to just clean that up by hand. This looks like a big gap, but it's actually just where the 2x2 is rounded over. And then down here, I did have a little bit of blowout, but I'm probably gonna round these over. I'm wrapping the canvas under. There'll also be some bondoing to do, and these corners here are rounded, but I'm probably gonna just square them off by hand. So I'm just gonna flush this up probably with a random orbit sander and some 80 grit. And same thing on this side. It's quite a large horn. So I will probably hand saw that down a little bit. And then I just sand it flush. All right, the front skin is on, it's glued, stapled, and then I've got screws there, like across the middle. I didn't stitch it on. It's going anywhere, but a little extra insurance. So that's probably it for today. Tomorrow morning I gotta go buy some 12-foot 2x4s to rip down. So I have one continuous piece along the roof. That one's just sitting there, just testing my notch. And then we'll finish putting on the skins, hopefully. And then I'll have to skin the roof. I would like to do the canvassing on the body before I actually put the roof on, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so I guess we'll see.